Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a review of some new products from Butter London. They are expanding their Glazen collection, and so today I have to talk about the Glazen Highlighting Gels. These are actually so new, I think they will go on sale the day this video goes live. You can get them at ulta.com online on the 15th, and then on the 30th, I believe they will be available in store. But they sent me these a couple of weeks back, so I have been sneakily trying them here in the background, and we're going to talk about them today, so let's dive in. For those of you who don't know, the Glazen line from Butter London started with these amazing Glazen eyeglosses. I have a whole video review about them. I'll link them up here, click the eye, or check the description box below for a link. But the premise is that they are these jelly eyeshadows, and there's something about the formula and the color and the finishes that they chose about these that basically allows you to get a glossy, sparkly eyelid look, but without having the creasing and the fading that can frequently come with an actually glossy eye product. What's more is that when I found when wearing them, I didn't need a primer. Like, they were truly one and done shadows for me, where I could just kind of put my finger in it, swipe it across my lid, and so many of the shades in the collection are multi-dimensional that you could wear one. Like, I think the shade is Oil Slick. It's one of those blue-brown kind of shades, so if you swipe it across your eye, it looks like you're wearing three eyeshadows and you're done. Your look is done for the day. Literally, you could walk out the door. So needless to say, I really love those, and if I could just keep on this tangent for a teensy bit longer, I just saw that the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty thingy is going to go live sometime late August, early September. I think it's early September, but either way, they so frequently include those Glazen eyeglasses in that sale. So if you have been curious about them, definitely check it out, because they typically are like half off during that sale. Like, it is the best time to buy them. So in case you're curious, definitely check it out. Now, all that said, love the Glazen eyeglasses. I haven't loved everything from the Glazen collection. Like, I just don't know that this texture is super right for every sort of makeup product. So since the glosses, they have launched blush, and I think it was just a blush collection, but some of the shades within it were also bronzy as well. I have a review of that, or I think I used it in like a using what's new sort of thing. I couldn't quite get them to lay well for me over my makeup. I'm not sure if it was a different texture, different formula, or if it was just having that kind of pigment in a product that I'm laying over everything else on my face, from foundation to concealer to potentially powder. Just couldn't totally get it to lay right. So those were not a favorite. And then they also launched this Glazen Face Glow, which is basically like a pearlescent primer that you can apply under your makeup to give yourself that lit from within glow underneath your foundation or concealer, or just wear it alone and you just have like a very dewy pearlescent look to your skin. This was just okay. It didn't really give my skin what it needed in terms of a glow. Like, I found myself still using highlighter over top or reaching for a glowy foundation. Like, I just didn't find that it added that much glow to my skin. These highlighters are a different story. The Glazen Highlighting Gels retail for $26 and you get 0.33 ounces of products. And I say that here because when I first opened these up, saw them, I thought they looked exactly like the Farsali jelly highlighter, whatever that thing is called. I have not personally tried it, but for the sake of comparison, I did want to check the prices, because at a first glance, $26 is clearly cheaper than $40. But when you actually do the math and figure out what it is per ounce, the Farsali is like $80 an ounce, whereas the Butter London is like $78 an ounce. So not a huge difference there. You just get less with the Butter London. However, if at the end of all this, your interest is piqued and you want to give a product like this a try, but you're just not sure how much of it you're going to use in your everyday routine kind of thing, you can go for the cheaper one just to try it out. Unfortunately, I can't give you a formula comparison between these, or like a wear test comparison between these and the Farsali. They sound very similar in the description. I believe both are water-based formula. I know for a fact the Butter London is, and it sounds like they both dry to a powdery texture. I'm kind of giving the review away right now. Sorry about that, guys, but for the sake of comparing to Farsali, that is what I know. Now let's move on to the shades that are available. The first of which is Champagne. This is a soft, it's a golden tone, but it's not super warm. I really think this is going to be versatile across warm, cool, neutral skin tones. This, I think, is probably more universally flattering than the other shade I'm about to talk about. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is actually, I should have worn my hair differently, because it is what I'm wearing on the right side, my right side of my face. Then I'm wearing the other shade available here on my left. It is the shade Chandelier, and it is more of a frostier, soft pink undertone. And I think that pink is going to skew it to be a little bit more wearable for those with a cooler or neutral undertone, or just those that want the addition of that pink in their look. I just find the champagne, because it has more of those neutral leaning undertones, is going to go a lot farther for a lot more people. That said, whoo boy, if you want a blinding highlight, you know what shade to reach for. This formula, like I've hinted at earlier, is water-based, and so what I have found is that yes, you get that high shine, almost glossy looking or wet texture. I love a good wet highlight everywhere, face, eyes, you name it. I love like a wet, dewy looking highlight. But it can be a really hard look to get if you're working with like an actual gloss or an oil base, like something that makes your skin appear wet because of any of those things, because it can break down your makeup, it can slide and slip and fade and transfer all throughout the day. If a product doesn't dry fully down, I'm so not interested in using it just because I need my makeup to stay in place, right? So these are water-based. They do dry down to a totally powdery finish, but without feeling heavy on the skin. It's not like they dry the skin out in the drying process. And I feel like that formulation also really helps keep them from moving your makeup underneath. Like I applied this today. I am wearing my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer over my Natasha Denona Foundation X. It has kind of a matte, certainly a more powdery finish, even though it is a liquid, but it's just more of like a velvet matte sort of finish. And this did not disturb that in the least. It went on perfectly. I used brushes to apply it on both sides. I also used my fingers to pat in. I think you'll be able to see throughout the whole process. There is no patchiness, no movement from my foundation underneath. It's just super stinking gorgeous. And then of course it actually lasts like that all throughout the day. Like I don't notice my makeup breaking down in those select areas where I've applied this. Like once it dries down, it truly does stay in place and doesn't impact the lasting power of the rest of your makeup. And I think that might be what makes these specifically water-based jelly textured highlighters a better product to reach for if you really like the look of like a super buildable, blinding highlighter, whether it is to apply it over top or mix with your foundation or apply under. Like there are just so many uses for these. Beyond the versatility, I think a water-based jelly highlighter will really help with those people who are finding that something that is more liquidy, more runny, non-water based, you know, if like not that the cover effects are oil-based, but because they are so much more liquidy, if you find that, you know, as you apply them to your face, they're moving your makeup underneath, these would be better to reach for. And honestly, even in terms of a primer, I would reach for these sooner than I would reach for the actual face glow from Butter London, because like I mentioned, these are so buildable. You can put a super light coverage of this stuff all over your face, just get something nice and natural and dewy, or you can really build it up, and that is something that you will see as more of a lit from within glow under your foundation. And that also might be a really good solution for powder foundation. I do want to mention I have not tried this over or under powder foundation. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video with that or something else. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see. Maybe like a quick little Instagram story or post. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what, if you even care about that, but that is something, as I talk about this now, I really wish I'd tried this with powder foundation, because I feel like using this as a primer underneath that, or just as like that element of glow underneath your powder foundation, can really give you that lit from within look without making your makeup move around or dissolve throughout the day. Let me know what you think. Overall, guys, I really like these. I recommend them if you've been interested in a jelly highlight product and you're just unsure where to go, what to reach for, what you're interested in. Consider giving these a try, especially if, like I said before, you've been seduced by the Farsali, but you just don't know if you want that much product, pay that much. This is a way to try it, get less product, but cheaper. So in the event it doesn't work out for you, you don't have a bunch of wasted product and or wasted money. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.